Okay, second part. I have composed myself a little bit better. I'm gonna do, I don't know how many today, but I kind of want to get me and everybody who wants to look at these caught up to where I am now. Second part. So I was in the hospital for a couple of days in the special unit by myself. And this anger started coming in that I was by myself. I was like, what the fuck? I'm going through this intense experience, all these tests, and fuck, man. And I'm alone. But a part of me wanted to be alone too. It was like I was in my own pity fuck party. And I was in the room with this other woman that kept making this noise like she was gonna die like I couldn't sleep at night because she kept making these weird noises like I was like, oh my God, this woman's gonna die next to me. And it's uncomfortable, and I was really down. And then she had a bunch of visitors the day before I left. And all these people started showing up. And they started saying, Pastor, Pastor, how are you? To this woman that was next to me. I go, what fucking... Okay. That was a sign. I get it. And they were speaking in a different language. They were Haitian. And so I didn't understand all of it, but you know, with spirit, you don't have to understand the words, you could just feel it. And they started singing. I just feel it, you know. And it was so freaking beautiful. So, first sign was at the hospital. As I was down on myself. Then I was released after a couple of days. I was released and I had so much anger. So many of you that have experienced any kind of trauma like that know that one of the side effects really is a loss of control of your emotions, from extreme anger to extreme sadness to like extreme. And so I was really angry and really scared and really sad. And on 8/16, I ended up going back to the hospital again. I had put this head treatment on myself, spiritual head treatment, and I was trying to, you know, come on, snap out of it, you got this, right? No, I didn't. I started seeing everything spin. I started feeling like I was going to pass out. My brother-in-law was in the house, and I said, oh, we got to go to the hospital. We got to go to the hospital. I don't feel good. You got to take me. You got to take me now. You got to take me now. You got to take me now. I need help. I need help. I need help. And I was like hyperventilating. And he was on the phone. And he was like, okay. And I was like, you fucking get off the fucking phone. I'm dying. Oh, I wanted to punch him. And but I didn't give a fuck. I was feeling so bad, you know, but I was so angry. I could just so we're in the car, and at this point I'm in and out of consciousness. I keep feeling like I'm like passed out, and then I would regain consciousness, and I could hear him on the phone talking with somebody about some sort of business. And I was just like in and out of consciousness, this anger was like, you fucking dick. Like, I'm dying here and you could give 3 fucks, obviously. And we get to the hospital, and they make me go through registering. And I remember the woman asking me for something. They immediately put me in a wheelchair, and don't remember. Ended up in the back in the ER. I was in and out of consciousness, and my body started to shake. And I started shaking profusely. I had a complete loss of my limbs. I remember in and out of being inside a stretcher and them taking me for some sort of head scan. I remember kept like repeating out loud, help me. I felt like I was trapped inside of myself. And whew. I'm taken into the ER part. I don't know where the fuck I was. I was in the stroke unit. And they had this camera on TV looking at me with some sort of nurse there. And I didn't recognize it until later on that it was there. And through my wailing, I couldn't like stop my body from shaking. They had busted my... They busted my right hand to try to get the needle. And then the doctor comes to me. And at this point, I'm conscious. And he goes, what happened? I go, I don't know. I feel like I just woke up. He said, do you remember yourself chanting? I said, no. The whole time I was in the ER, in and out of consciousness, I was chanting and praying and chanting. And this woman in front of the TV, and then there was a woman next to me with a piece of paperwork and all these images and shit, and were asking me, what do you see here? Asking me to look in the camera, asking me to this bunch of tests. And I was just like, I feel like I just woke up. I feel like I just woke up. I don't know what happened. I feel like I just woke up. And they said, well, we did a brain scan and you look fine now, and we're going to give you a stress test. We're going to monitor your heart. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. Da, 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 da. So we're admitting you into the hospital. And I was in the hospital there for a couple of days. You know, for a long couple of days. And the great part is I was in a room all by myself this time around. And the doctor that I got, again, everything's so divinely orchestrated, was a doctor that really believed in natural healing and meditation and all this. Believe it or not, the second time I went into the hospital was because of an extreme panic attack. And that was one of fucking many. Since this experience, I have I've had panic attacks almost every day. And, just because of the fear of the loss of control, really, the loss of control. And feeling like I was going to die, and feeling like I was going to die, and feeling like I was going to fucking die. Well, my hospital visit was interesting because the nurses were being so amazing with me and didn't want me to leave. Actually, they cried when I left the hospital. They were canceling me, I was canceling them. And this older woman came into the hospital room, somebody I don't even know, with another woman there. I guess they were doing musical therapy, and they're like, do you mind if we sing for you? Would you mind to rattle? I said, no, of course. Now, many of you may not know that I am like a rattle queen. I love to rattle. So they gave me this little egg-shaped thing, and this woman was playing the guitar, and they were singing. I don't know what the fuck they were singing, but they could have been singing Twiddle Me Fucking D, and I would have been like, this is amazing. And they gave me this little rattle, and I was shaking the little rattle, and made me feel so good. I couldn't shake with my right hand, so I shook with my left hand. And it made me feel real good. And I started having panic attacks again inside the hospital while I was in the hospital. And I told the doctor, I'm all in for fucking natural shit. Trust me, I'm all in. But I can't breathe. I feel like I'm gonna die. You don't understand. Like, I'm all in, but maybe I need a fucking Xanax or something. Like, can you give me a shot of like Valium or some shit up in my IV? I need to calm my fucking chest. I feel like I'm... And she looks at me and she goes, you got this. Just breathe. Of course, I wanted to fucking choke her again, because my anger was off the fucking charts. But I breathed and watched a lot of fucking stupid TV. The stupider, the better, it seemed for me at that point. And then I went home. And they did every kind of fucking test on me. And before I went home, she gave me a shot of B12 and just told me to rest and to try to relax. All right, segment 2. Now we're going to get into the goodies of how I actually really started healing this